Hi, David Breslow back here with you, and today's mental golf training tip, I'd like to talk to you about a really cool way to get out of any kind of negativity or trouble on the golf course. Now, so many golfers talk to me and they say, hey, I have all these issues kind of pop up on the golf course. I hit a bad shot and I get into a negative state, or I have these high expectations and things don't work out the way I want them to, and I start getting down and the round isn't going the way I want it to, and so on and so on and so on. Here's a really cool tool for you to use. I call it the 4 questions. No matter what is going on. Because part of the problem on the golf course for a lot of golfers is the way they interpret reality. I know this is going to sound funny, but there is much research out there in the world that will indicate and show us that we misinterpret reality up to 80% of the time. This is in general life. And golfers are doing the same thing on the golf course. You stand up there on the first tee after a nice little warm-up session at the practice range. You get to the first tee and bang, you hit your first tee ball into the water down the left side. Then all the interpretations start. Things like, oh, maybe I don't have my driver today. Or darn it, I've been working on my driver and here I go, first hole, put my ball into the water. Oh man, I really ruined my first hole. I don't know if I'll be able to use my driver the rest of the round, or my whole round is ruined. I mean, this trail of thought starts to trickle like a symphony, all triggered by a really poor interpretation. All you did was hit the ball in the water, but the mind, running on like it does, interprets. We are interpreting all the time. You are interpreting and evaluating everywhere you go, and you do it on the golf course. That's what the mind does. You can't stop it. You can only use it to your advantage, and these 4 questions are going to help you do that. You are going to investigate your interpretation. So next time you're interpreting something, which is quite a bit of the time, first notice that you have an interpretation. Oh, I hit my ball in the water. Darn it, and I'm this and this and this. Those are your interpretations. The only fact that's true there is that you hit the ball in the water. That is the only thing that actually happened. I don't have my driver for the rest of the day, or my round is going to be ruined now, I'm not going to shoot the score I intended to today. All that stuff you made up. And there's an easy way to prove it. Here are the 4 questions. Next time you have an interpretation, ask this question first. Is it true? Can I be 100% certain that it's true? Let's take a real life example. The one I just gave you. First tee, hit the ball in the water. I don't have my driver for the rest of the day. That's the interpretation. Or the rest of my round is ruined. That's the interpretation. Is it true? Can you be 100% certain that you don't have your driver for the rest of the day? That every ball you're going to hit with your driver is going to be in the water, or out of bounds, or poorly hit? Or is it 100% true that you've ruined the entire round on the first hole? The answer to that would be no. The second question is, does my interpretation cause me stress or calm? Is it stressful or is it peaceful for me? Well, this particular interpretation is causing me stress, isn't it? I'm all freaked out because I think I can't use my driver for the rest of the day, and I think I've ruined my entire round. So that's the answer to question 2. Question 3, here's where the kicker is. Here's where the magic begins. The question is, how else can I interpret this situation? Here is where you allow your mind to stretch out and start to see something that you don't normally see. This strengthens you in ways you will never believe. So, and as an example, okay, how else can I interpret this? All right, I can interpret this as, I got a little quick at the first tee. I got a little excited that people were watching, and I wanted to show off a little bit. And that's all that happened. And I'm very happy to use my driver on the second hole, the third hole, or wherever I need to do it. It's not a problem. That's one possible interpretation. Or, hey, look, it's one shot. How can my entire round be ruined just from one shot on the first hole? I'm just going to interpret this as something that I can learn from, and I'm going to walk over to my second shot, or I'm going to re-tee the ball, and I'm going to do my regular routine, and I'm going to get back to focus on what I have 100% control over. That's an interpretation. So question 3 expands your possibilities in the moment. This whole thing takes about 30 seconds, maybe. And then question 4 is the simple one. Question 4 is, which one will I choose? Do you want to choose and go with your old interpretation, which just gets you going down the wrong road to a nasty place? Or do you want to choose your new interpretation, which makes you feel better? That's the idea of the new interpretation in question 3. Something that makes you feel good. Something that makes you feel better. So once again, the questions. Is it true? Is it true? Can I be 100% certain that it's true? Question 2. Does this cause me stress or calm? Now remember, if your answer to question 1 is yes, it still doesn't matter. Even if you do think it's true and it is true, doesn't matter. Go to question 2. Does this interpretation cause me stress or calm? Often it's going to be stress. Question 3. How else can I interpret this situation? Here's where the magic begins. You get to stretch. You get to come up with something. Remember, interpretations are not fixed. They're not fixed. They're movable. You can change an interpretation anytime you choose. And then question 4, the simple one. Which one will I go with? Do I want to go with my old interpretation and feel lousy? Or do I want to go with my new interpretation and create some new possibilities for myself? So there is your way out. Dave Breslow, glad to be back with you. Look forward to seeing you over at www.mentalgolfcoaching.com. Take a look at what I have over there for you. And leave a message here in cyberspace. Would love to get in a chat with you. All the best. Take care. Talk to you soon.